Welcome to Kerbal Space Program Career Mode. As you can see down here, perhaps in the lower corner of the screen, there's good news and better news. The good news is 0.23.5, the asteroid redirect mission, is now live, and I've got it. The better news is I was able to import the save from 0.23, and thus that career mode can continue. I actually had anticipated having to have a new save from here, but after updating a few mods, which were updated very quickly on release of the new version, I was able to continue. And so that's what we're going to do. Here we are at the Space Center, and the first thing I want to do is stop in at the Research Center. And as you can see here in the Science Archives, all of the previous science that I had gotten from Kerbin, Moon, Minmus, all still there. And we're going to be getting some science from the Sun fairly soon, and we've got a mission launching from Moho very soon, and then Eve, and so on. Oops, I needed to go back in there. I had noticed something. There are some parts, like for example here and here, that need to be dealt with. Okay, we've got an SRB, the X-232 fuel tank, and the skipper engine that need to be repurchased from the research because they've been changed a little bit apparently. So we'll take care of that. We'll go over here to this one, and we'll get the new liquid fuel booster, the mainsail, and the Jumbo 64. And down here, I've got 196 science left from before. Actually, I'm not sure if that was left or if it was given or what. I don't know, but I've got it, so I'm going to use that. And this gets the advanced grabbing unit. So we'll get that. Right, now future science will be used down here to get the seismic accelerometer, the Kethane survey unit, and the Communitron 8888, whatever. And down here, the negative gravioli detector. So that's 550, and this one is 300. We need a good 850 science to grab all these things, but I think we'll be able to manage it. And so, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get with, oh, wait a minute, no, not that. Not yet. Get with the tracking station. And one thing I've noticed about the Kethane display here is that this thing no longer has a minimize button on it. I don't know why, but I really wished that it would have a minimize on it. Alright, let's turn the flags off. Let's zoom out. Now, I tested this briefly a while ago, and it did have asteroids showing up out here. And the way I was able to update the save, by the way, is to follow some directions that I found in a post on the Kerbal Space Program forum, and I will be very glad. Here we are. We have a Class C, we have a Class C, here's another Class C, a Class D, a Class E, Class A. And if we go to track this thing, we see that it has a Kermit encounter in 141 days. And that's a Class E. That's pretty big. No less than 18 meters in radius, which is going to be about 36 meters in diameter or more. This is going to be like docking with an office building. And so we've got this one tracked, and we'll keep an eye on this thing. But in the meantime, let's turn the debris off. We have the E-023, which is due for departure. So let's fly it and take care of that. Alright, let me double check my alarm clock. Actually, the Moho ship is the next one to transfer. Oh boy. Okay. Moho 1. Switch to that. Alright. Now this Moho transfer is 2 days and 4 hours away. So I'm going to time warp out to about 2 days. And then we'll set up a maneuver and send this thing on its way to Moho. Okay, we're now about a little less than half an hour away from the launch window. So let's get out here. Got Moho set for a target. Start out with a maneuver right there. And let's get a trip to Moho planned. Start off with just enough DV to escape the system. Oh, I forgot about that. Mouse over this handle and use the mouse wheel to fine-tune the Delta V. Very nice. Now, let's see what this is doing for us. .8. Is this getting better? 6.6. Well, it's getting a little better. But we're not going to do too much because we're a little far away from the node. So I'm going to leave it at that right there, that way. Fine-tune it about like that for the moment. It gives us just nicely enough DV to escape Kerbin and then set up other maneuvers later to get us more in line with approaching Moho, assuming we can do that. Alright, let's set up an alarm for this burn. I know it's going to be a longish burn, so I'm going to give it a 3-minute warning. We'll get lined up with that maneuver node and then time warp down there and send this thing on its way. And why is that solar panel not open? Oh, beautiful. Only one of them's opening. There we go. Means I need to double check the action groups before I launch another one of these. Okay. We're in position. We have a maneuver time set up. I can go ahead and delete that alarm. And now we time warp. Alright. We're lined up. We're about just under 3 minutes out. Let's give it a test burn and see how much we're going to need. One minute 40 seconds, and I need to make a quick adjustment on sound. There, that should be better. Alright, burn is 1 minute and 40 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and burn at 30, 20, 40 seconds. Burn at T-minus 45 seconds because I expect this stage will probably run out before the burn is done. Could be wrong, but all right. Okay. We're on the way. Now check in when this burn is done. Okay, it looks like this stage is going to be able to do this burn after all. I had forgotten that this thing launched with a full load of fuel. Alright. Now, let's head for Kerbal SOI change. And then from there, set up what the next burn is going to be to get it closer to MOHO. Yeah. Lots of asteroids out here. Let's see, if we put this maneuver at the descending node, and work on fixing that 7 degrees, okay, that puts it within 0.1 of being in plane. And then if we throw some retrograde in there at the same time, that's 2252 delta V needed. How much do we have? 6904, and of that, 296 is on this stage, so the next stage would be the one that gets there. Alright. Okay, and this burn is 126 days ahead. So we'll go ahead and get lined up with it on the maneuver node and set an alarm for this burn. It's going to be 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Of course, that's with that engine. It'd probably be considerably longer with the other engine, which isn't as powerful. Okay, so we'll set this, give it about a 2-minute warning. Alright. And let's see, the next one on the launch list is the one going out to Joule in 6 days. Of course, there is the matter of this thing. So let's have a look at that in the tracking station. Okay, here we are. It's got a Kerbal encounter in 123 days. So it would be an idea to have a ship ready to do something about it. This is a Class E, rather large asteroid. So I'm going to take some time in the VAB and come up with something to deal with this, and I'll be back. All right, here we are on the launch pad with the ARM-1. Now, this may be over-engineered, I don't know, but I'm going for it anyway. We've got a mainsail booster at the center stack with 2 orange tanks, 2 Jumbo 64s above it. And then we have 3 asparagus stages with these liquid fuel booster KR1X2, which is a 2-engine cluster with a built-in tank that looks to be about the size of a Jumbo 64. And I've stacked an additional Jumbo 64 on top. And so on. And then in this secondary stage, this stage here, we've got a the skipper engine and a Jumbo 64. And finally, another skipper engine, Jumbo 64, and this Jumbo is mainly, well, it's going to power the skipper, but I've got actions groups set up to turn the skipper off and turn these on. These engines, these radial boosters here, are pointed opposite direction of the everything else. And basically what the idea is to use the grabber to lock on and then use these engines to pull the asteroid so that one can apply some braking and slow it down and put it into a Kerbal orbit. That's the idea. Okay, so now, will this monstrosity fly? I have no idea if it'll fly, if it'll fall apart, or whatever, because it's not ever been tested. So, bring up some flight stats and set things up here, and let's give it a go. I'm going to bring the throttle up to about 2/3 to start, and we'll go from there. Okay, lifting off slow and easy, but accelerating good. Wolfing down the fuel quickly. I may end up putting some SRBs on the outside of these. I don't know. Yeah, the 2880 capacity tells me that these new tanks with 2 engines on them have the equivalent of a mainsail, the Jumbo 64 on there. Alright, let's engage our 88 degrees. We're almost 2 kilometers up. And I see a problem. Now, this is not going to go. Or rather, it's going to go to pieces. Okay, to be expected, first time out with a new design. Back to the vehicle assembly building to redesign. Alright, we're back for another go. Same ship, all I've done is just added some vertical struttage here for some interstage support from the asparagus boosters up to here, and then from these girder segments both up and down connecting to the tanks above and below. And so we'll see if this will provide it the necessary structural strength to be useful. Okay, once again, 2/3 throttle, a little bit over, yeah. Okay, and let's try it. Looking good so far. Okay, we'll go for about 1 kilometer altitude, pitch 88 degrees, and work from there. Okay, 1 kilometer. Looking better than the previous flight. I don't see any signs of flopping over and breaking apart. We're about to lose the first asparagus pair. And we'll throttle up after that. Okay, we'll go for full throttle, pitching to 85 degrees, setting up to pitch to 80. Okay, note to self, I put aviation lights on this thing, but I didn't hook them up to an action group. I need to fix that. Passing 13 kilometers. Pitching to 80. Gearing up for 75. Ready to stage again. I should have put separatrons on this too. Pitching over to 70. I'm late on the pitch over. Uh-oh. Okay. We're going back to the vehicle assembly building to adjust a few things and add separatrons. Alright, we're back and ready for another go. This time I've added separatrons to all these asparagus stages so that they will get out of the way nice and clean like. And on the uppermost jumbo tank, I've added a pair of docking ports along the side for the purpose of being able to dock a refueling ship with it and refuel it. So let's give this one a go, see if we get any farther. Sooner or later, it's got to work. Throttling up, and let's go. Nice and smooth. using fuel at an obscene rate. Accelerating nicely. Okay, approaching 1 kilometer, locking 88 degrees. That should do her. Okay, good. We passed through 6 kilometers. I'll switch it over to 85 degrees and we'll begin the gravity turn seriously. Okay, throttle up and stage. Much cleaner separation. $85 degrees. And let's see if maybe this time we can get it all the way into orbit. Oh, that's right. The lights work too. Okay, looking good so far. Going to 75 degrees. We have another staging event coming up. Going to 70 degrees. Alright, looking good. Need to get serious about pitching over here. Going to 55 degrees, getting ready for 45. And honestly, I do have good reason for wanting to have all of this delta V on this thing. Because what I want to do is get into a position to attach to the asteroid from behind it. And then slow it down into Kerbal orbit. Already have a 133 kilometer apoapsis. Given it's that high, let's pitch all the way over to the horizon. And as the apoapsis reaches 175, we'll cut the engines and coast a bit. Go ahead and deploy our solar panels. And plot the orbit burn. .175 by 175. Looks good. That's going to be a 1 minute 7-second burn. Alarm at 35 will burn at 30. I think this is going to work out good because when these two separate, the whole core of the vehicle will still be fully fueled. This might be a very good ship for trying to send something to Moho. I don't know. Certainly is going to have enough Delta V. And now we'll cut to burn time. All right. There we go, and let's burn. Okay, I am expecting these side boosters will be used up for this burn. Gotta say though, it's kind of hard to read it, this thing being so friggin' long. Okay, Smart ASS off, SAS on. Approaching burnout. Okay, those will re-enter. As our mainsail finishes the job. And this will leave us ample delta V for efforts to match orbits with and grab a hold of that asteroid. Okay, 188 by 172 orbit, and I like that I can get rid of the maneuver by doing that. That's good. All right, let's just zoom out a little bit here. And where is the one that we've been tracking? Here it is. Okay, let's go ahead and set that as target. It reaches sun periapsis there. Kerbal encounter in 123 days. That's plenty of time. In fact, by then, the Sundiver will already be at its destination, and the Joule vehicle will be on its way. And we'll get going with a lot more of this coming up next episode. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.